I am Cris Von Erik. Come on, Franklin. That's hot. Are you serious? If you walk around looking like that, you deserve it. I got something to say about that. This is The Red Lens. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cris Von Erik, and this is The Red Lens. It is Thursday night here in New York. God bless all of us. God bless myself for actually having to deal with this damn heat. It is the throes of July, and it feels like it here. It's disgusting. It's about 95 degrees, and I am sitting here with swamp, you know what. But be that as it may, I am here. I am here for you guys. This is a tremendous show tonight. We are going back to our tried and true format of interviewing some of the most tremendous people out there in the manosphere, the movers, the shakers, what have you. But before all that, I want you guys to know that you have to subscribe to the channel. It is youtube.com, The Red Lens. Hit that notification bell so that you get all the updates from what we have here, and also share this out to the guys that need it. We also proudly stream to MGTOW.tv. You can find us at The Red Lens. We are also streaming directly to the dedicated Facebook page, which is The Red Lens. You can find us on Twitter even. And we want you to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. You could even donate if you wish. You can definitely do that. That would be tremendous. And if you do that,
here comes the money.
Here we go.
We might even give you a shout out live online. That'd be tremendous. All right. So let's see real quickly. MGTOW Biologic says it's sweet to be here. It's sweet we got a sweet guest for you too tonight. Torshaa is she's sharing it. I shouldn't have read that because I'm giving it away. Great job. And you know what? I think I'll put it this way. You know, this lovely young lady is one of the rising stars of the Red Pill Women's movement that I kind of coined it here in the manosphere. She has collaborated with a who's who of manosphere elites, from Rollo Tomasi to Donovan Sharp, you name them. She's been on their program. I think she's even been on Valuetainment in those other programs, which are much bigger than this. The uber successful, the elegant, the sexy Torshaa. How are you?
I'm good, Cris. How are you? That sounded great.
All right.
I'm just going to use that in the intro of all my videos from now on.
There you go.
It's better.
No royalties whatsoever. You don't have to pay anything.
Good, I'm broke.
Oh, well, at least that makes two of us right there. Oh, my goodness.
We don't make that much money over here like people think we do.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my.
Okay. Well, again, thanks for coming on. And let's just start with this. For the people that don't know who the heck you are, who, maybe they are out there, tell us where, well, you don't have to tell us exactly where you live, but what realm of the United States are you around?
I'm in the Midwest, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
The home of the
corn.
Steers and corn.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what we're home of. I'm in Illinois, Rockford. I just moved over here, and I lived in the northwest suburbs, Deerfield area.
So that's not like Chicago, right? So Chicago is more east.
Yeah.
Okay.
Towards the lake is late east, right? Is it?
I think so. Well, you don't want to be near Chicago anyways.
Well, I worked in the city, so yeah, I worked in the city, and I worked in Vegas and Houston bartending. So I'm familiar with the city pretty well. Well, River North.
stealing all those beta guys' money. There
All
you
the
go.
beta cucks,
Yeah,
all
I know.
their money.
Give me your money.
Pretty much. No.
You know you want to buy me this shot. Go ahead.
We
No,
could,
no.
well, yeah, that's a line we've certainly used. Are you going to buy me a shot?
Now, what made you kind of come to the space? So you were obviously you were doing bartending. You're a model as well.
Oh, I
So
was. Chris.
what?
We don't talk about it anymore. It's frowned upon.
Oh, we don't talk about modeling.
No, not anymore. It's
Okay.
okay. No, you're good. I did when I was like 17 to
Oh,
like 23. Yeah. But yeah, I was bartending. And how did I get in Red Pill? I was making TikTok and YouTube videos about bartending, and then eventually the content I was making, I guess, would classify as Red Pill. I don't know if you could find any of it now. It's so embarrassing. I've privated most of it. But then people were telling me to reach out to Rolo Tomasi. And so that's what I did. And then it kind of took off from there, I guess. I don't know. I hate that question, to be honest with you.
the origin question.
Yeah, because it's like, as a woman, just in general, we're not necessarily wanted in the space. I understand it's like boys club. So I make red pill content, but it's more like psychology, philosophy, and yeah, I don't know.
So it's the deep stuff.
Yeah, red pill meat, but yeah.
Now, does your no I now are you single? Are you with somebody?
I am single. I'm 27. I weigh 103 pounds, fixed teeth and all. And yeah, that's all. That's what I should put in a dating profile,
Now, let me
honestly.
tell you something. Okay, my thing, and there are guys out there, and if it's my audience, then to hell with them.
Yeah.
I don't blame girls
Mhm.
for doing any cosmetic stuff. Okay,
Oh, here we go.
I think if you want to improve yourself, God bless you, and do it. You know,
Yeah.
so I've never been that type of person that's like, oh, geez, well, she's like 70% fake. Don't you know that's not right. It's
Jesus, that the 70%.
I know.
Damn. It's just about 20%.
That's
About
good.
3 pounds in total. It's fine.
3 pounds of
Hi,
extra stuff.
hi, Dad. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
Did I make it weird?
no.
This is how I used to talk behind the bar. It's funny.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that's a great place to start. Okay, with and we'll get to talking about the women in the space, but let's start with the guys out there.
Mhm.
Now, in your experience of being behind the bar, what what is the what do you think is like some of the biggest mistakes guys have made that you were able to actually observe it, I would imagine, from being behind the bar and watching
Yeah.
these guys as they kind of swerve up and try to get with, the lady that they wanted.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so
Um,
what are some of those things you observed?
First of all, men need to stop asking a woman if they can buy them a drink when they have a full drink in their hands. That's probably number one. Most guys don't even pay attention to the fact that she has a full drink. I'm like, Where does she go now? What is she?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll get the second one." It's just one of those, probably 90% of dudes do it. It doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it really is. Like, wait until her drink's done. Other than that, "Hey ladies" makes a lot of us cringe. Um, it makes me cringe, and I'm not even the one being approached, which speaks volumes. I'm drunk too, so it's like, if I find that creepy, I can only imagine sober what it's like. So that's one. I tell the guys, don't ever say "Hey ladies," like, just go home. It's pretty bad. What else do they do? Uh, Pickup lines surprisingly go really well. They do. It's one of those things that I think a lot of men steer away from. But if a guy's funny, just in statistics, it shows that he does a lot better with women. So always. Then again, I could be saying this shit and then behaving totally differently. It's one of those things.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Okay.
Yeah, they never take fish advice from a fish on how to
that's
catch
right.
a
Well,
fish.
I'm sure somebody in the chat here is already typing that out as we speak.
And a good one. I could come up with way better ones, you beta cuck. It's on. I'm over it.
Now, does anybody, do your friends know you do this, or your family?
Like my father? Yeah. My mom?
Okay.
Yeah. They do. I don't think they watch it. I caught my mom watching it once. And I was like, Mom, don't watch it. She's just like, we can vote now. I don't know. Nobody really. That was one thing I was worried about. I think a lot of people are worried about that when they start YouTube. They don't want their like friends or families to see it and stuff. And you just kind of get over it. People are so busy now. They really don't watch your shit. I don't think. I know guys, if I'm talking to them, they definitely scope my videos. I would if I was a dude trying to learn about this girl I'm talking to. I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. It's the
Marnie. Sorry.
I don't really know who Marnie is. I guess it's another creator.
Oh my God, you got to watch my
her beat.
videos. I love reviewing hers.
Oh, okay. So
They're
you know this
funny.
girl.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, she's like funnel marketing. You go on her website if you do it right now. Dare you, Marnie, yourpersonalwingwoman.com. It's just bombarding you with like, buy my program.
Oh my
Somebody
God.
bought it 5 minutes ago. It's just like super grifty. I don't. She's killing it though. She pops up in front of all my videos.
Mighty Zane wants a hey now for you. Well, here you go.
Hey now.
There you go.
What does that mean?
Well, that's just the thing. It's a sound effect for when either the girl's like hot, or if you say something a little risque, you throw that.
$10 for my troubles, Mighty. Donate.
There you go. She's MGTOW by logic says you are not the enemy. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think so. People will say I am, I guess. I don't know. Would you say you have daddy issues? No, I have a very good relationship with my father. Grew up in a stable 2-parent household, 3 siblings.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Torshaa,
I'm done.
Yeah. Well, that actually it brings up a good point. Now, Torrie Groh is on your website.
Yeah, that's my real name.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And Torshaa is just the.
It used to be my gamer tag. I don't play anymore, but yeah.
Oh, so wait, were you one of the like Twitch girls? You were on there?
No. No, not like that. No. My dad would not be cool with that. I still live with my parents, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that would be a little difficult to be like the ones that I've seen on there.
Yeah, they're like in bikinis, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, some of them I think are even less.
See, you can't simp on my channel. I block a lot of words that, like, you're beautiful, you name it. I've blocked it because I just don't like that guys can fall into the trap of like pretty much giving up their life savings to a bitch on the internet. I'm just not about it.
Well, I'm going to star this one because Mighty Zane is doing one of my end questions for our guests. So we'll do that later. No swimming in pool meta.
Whatever the hell. Okay, Marty.
I don't know what that is. He's my moderator, so he might be. We don't normally get a lot of women on here, so
yeah, we have jobs now.
David Toop says females have sexual selection in nature. Approaching women in general is a lose unless you're physically attractive enough or you can and be used as a resource. Okay. So Dave is going to the extreme here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I've definitely heard it.
No simping on it.
See, he's my mod.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, well, like I said, you know, I don't necessarily know who's coming in and out of here, so I don't. I haven't banned too many. I don't think I've banned anybody yet.
I don't ban anybody. I allow all speech, but my moderators sometimes ban. It's up to them. They can do what they want. Yeah. They can say whatever. Fuck it.
Now, getting to the women in the space here.
Yeah.
How would you say, and I may know this, so I'm just giving you a question to tell the rest of the audience, but how would you be different in terms of what you're offering and how you go about talking about things vis-a-vis the red pill in the space than some of the other women?
That just reminds me of like, what do you bring to the table? I guess I wouldn't say so. There's like 3 archetypes of women. There's your trad cons, there's your attention seeking. You could throw all of us under there. I guess I think at some level women do this for attention, even if it doesn't feel like it. And then there's like there's another one. I can't think of it. Maybe it's a 304, unclear. But I guess I would say I try to bridge the gap between modern and traditional, which is really frowned upon. I value critical thinking on my channel. And since I'm unplugging, like it's been a process, you kind of get to watch it live and just the thought process of that. Other than that, I'm just your regular bitch on the internet, you know? We're really not that much different at the end of the day.
Well, a lot of guys in the chat would say that you know, a lot of them don't. There's really no drastic difference between a lot of them.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, in my opinion, from watching your stuff to some of the other ladies out there, is that you are very much steeped in a lot of the intersexual dynamics aspect of things. I think, and we talked about this a little bit before, that you're highly influenced by like Rollo Tomasi and some of those people that are more established in the manosphere.
Yeah.
So I think you take a lot of cues from them and you try to take some of their lessons and what they're kind of talking about, and maybe giving it a point of view from a woman to show some of the guys, well, this is what he's talking about and this is how it relates.
Yeah. But it gets complicated though, because that's kind of something that at least men fear is a bad word, but we'll just use it. Fear when it comes to women coming in the space, because women have a tendency to soften harsh realities. And I try not to do that, but it's hard. I mean, when it's just, I don't want to give too soft of a explanation about something just to make people feel better. But at the same time, for me to say certain topics like spread your seed, bro, it just doesn't really flow correctly. It's just, I've been doing bartending for almost 7 years, since I was 18. And my experience through the bartending, I mean, we used to do field reports, which if I get to 10K, subscribe everybody, I will show you guys like the binder that I have, and it'll be like 6 feet tall guy. And I didn't know that this was red pill-esque. I just thought that we were trying to figure out what was the right way for men to pick up women. So I do, when it comes to advice, if I do give it, it's coming from like a lot more experience than I think people really see right away. I don't know. Was that a tangent? I don't know.
Yeah, that was very concise, as a matter of fact.
God bless.
I think you're 100% right on that. I think I think it's refreshing when somebody can pull from that kind of experience. I think there's a few what I like to call chameleons out here in terms
Yeah,
of a lot of the women content creators,
sure.
some of which fall into that one bucket you talked about before with being trad cons.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see
Yeah,
that a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
I see that you have a lot of them that kind of try to align themselves with, oh well, women should let the man lead, and it's almost like they're saying exactly what the guy that's watching would want to hear.
on here. Yeah, that's kind of where it comes from. It's like appeasing the man, and for some reason it creates this parasocial dynamic that the man's like, finally a girl saying all the right things, and it's just you never know somebody's background, especially when they don't talk about it on the internet. For all you know, it could have been an ex, I don't know, stripper or something.
Mhm.
Like, you really have no way of knowing. It's like they put on a show. I always say, like, if you come to my channel, it's sometimes I'm entertaining and sometimes I'm not, but I'm not fake. So, but sometimes my content's really dry. Like, but some people can put on like a persona. I just can't do it. I don't
Yeah,
know. But the chameleon thing doesn't really bother me as much. That's just more of a female trait in general. And people freak out when I say that, like, especially some of the men in the sphere, because they're like, she admits to it. And I'm like, yes, there are some moments where women are more agreeable in nature because we don't like conflict. So, yeah, sometimes I will be more polite than I probably should. But then if I'm not polite, then I'm called that bitch. So, there's really no winning. So, I kind of just own it. Like, if you call me a chameleon, I'm like, what color today?
yeah.
Fuck
Uh,
it. It's
it's
like,
true. It is
sorry.
true. No, I was just gonna say it is true because you can't even when it's true for guys too. Uh,
Yeah.
I can come on here every week and I can, pound the desk and be like, women are, garbage. And, you know, we have to, we have to go to the patriarchy and they got to be second class citizens. And,
Repeal the honestly, we should have just waited it out. We would have been so much better. Honestly, I'd give my rights back. Fuck it.
well, you see that I think you are uncommon in this day and age. And
Oh no.
I do,
Ask any woman in the
is that
space.
right?
Yeah, we had Roombas coming. Are you kidding? We would have had it so good. Whoever made us get jobs, your mom's a hoe. Honestly, because we were killing it. Like, honestly.
That's
No,
great.
it's just not. When guys say that, I'm like, it's just not applicable today. There's no way. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe, who knows? But it
Yeah.
just causes too much uproar with women being the number one consumers. Like, how would it work? I just don't see.
Yeah. No.
Whatever. They can
We,
yell.
and we've gone way down the rabbit hole of that, far too
Yeah.
down for it to change.
Yeah, and we're just begging men now to do something about it. It's always the first thing we want, especially when it comes to unplugging. You'll see that a lot. If you start to see more women making channels, they'll be like, why didn't men do anything? It's like,
Mm.
gynocentric social order, you know? I don't know.
What is this? Twitch pools if you have chosen swimwear that is allowed under the swim and beaches.
Marty, do you mind? Like,
I know.
what?
Wow.
Jesus.
Well,
What?
okay. He's asking you a direct one here. What characteristics would your ideal man have to possess? So there you go.
Yeah, ginger for sure. I have red hair. I'm trying to reproduce with
Ah,
ginger babies. It's hard to find
that,
2%.
that is very hard.
Yeah, but they're not really, a lot of redhead guys go through bullying and shit. So they're actually not usually the ones picked. Maybe now, but I don't know. Just I plan on meeting one and telling them, if you want to prolong this thing we got going on, let's get married. But We'll see if it works. That's really the only thing. I get asked this question all the time. I
Mm,
just want genuine desire. And like, that's my main thing. I've had guys that had money and I've had guys that didn't have money. But what I didn't have was genuine, like burning desire for
mm.
somebody. So,
Yeah, and I remember you. I remember seeing you on, on one of your broadcasts where somebody asked you a question about, what type of guys have you dated? And you said, you really didn't have a guy that you just said you
mhm,
had that desire,
yeah.
and you found yourself taking care of some of the guys, in
Mhm,
which
yeah.
was kind of a job. I would be a turnoff.
Well, I was looking to have babies young.
Okay.
I've always been looking for a husband. So I led with stability and security. And I learned pretty quickly that it doesn't work, I guess. You lose respect for them. You run the show. I don't know. It's just not a good time. Don't be a simp.
Yeah, no, and I'm of the mindset that you have to you got to lead. If you're the if you want
Yeah.
if you you know it's the old archetype. It's probably gonna go way over your head, but the old honeymooners show. With
Yeah, I don't know.
Ralph Cramden, king of the castle. If you want to be king of the castle,
Yeah.
then you have to come correct like that. You
Yeah.
can't come from a position of, oh, well,
Yeah,
you know,
that's another problem I've recently ran into is I don't think people realize when you've been indoctrinated for so long and you've kind of had to do things by yourself or get a job, for instance, that when a guy who has less than you starts to make rules that don't, and I'm not talking like don't dress like this. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying just I won't go too much into detail, but other ways, like it feels equivalent. Take it from somebody that understands the material, like it feels like profound grief. Like it's not even that it's not comfortable. It's like I don't feel like I can trust this man to get us to the destination correctly. How could I trust him to do anything else?
mm,
It's not good. It's
right,
not.
no, no, absolutely not. Let's
Dude,
see here. Amanda, a woman's watching here. How tall are you?
I am 5'3" with the arm span of a 6 foot tall man.
Are you really 5'3"?
I am, but I have really long
Yeah, see,
arms.
I don't know why. Like, again, I've seen you on other broadcasts. I
Yeah,
don't know why I had this idea that you were like, 5'8",
it's the arms.
at least. Wow.
And I always wear heels. I don't even own flats. It's probably why. But every guy I've dated, other than one, was below 5'10". So for what it's worth, the tall men are for the tall bitches. So
Well, you see, there you go. For all those doomers out there, see, there you go. You don't have to be 6'1" to just qualify. There you go.
yeah, yeah. On dating apps, you do though. Lie.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I mean,
Yeah, lie. Absolutely.
Zach Moore is a big fan of you here. So
A fan. Subscriber.
there you go. Yeah, sure that you're a big fan by
He's a
subscribing
mod.
to our channel.
Yeah.
Uh, a sub 27-year-old woman offering stability and looking for kids needs to find a guy at least 5 years more, like at least 10 years her senior. Okay,
I've
so
I've dated older. That's another thing is like he's not wrong. He's like Big Town knows his shit. He's been
mm,
in here for a while. He knows all the dynamics way better than I do. And from my experience, which is like not that much, it didn't work out that way. Granted, I've been proposed to and I didn't accept it. So there's that. But I find that even the men that are 10 years older, they're still like, they don't want to settle down. They're in their prime, if you think about
yeah.
it. So I don't know. I've always wanted to homeschool my kids. Time's ticking, but I've been looking since
Yeah.
I was dating, 18. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. So you've been looking right out of high school.
Even a little bit before then, to be fair. Yeah.
So you always wanted to be
Husband.
married and have the family.
Oh, yeah. I thought I'd have it by now. I've never had a one night stand. People are shocked to hear that, but they think I'm lying. I'm like, it's fine. But like, I never had that. So it's just, there's a lot that you learn in Red Pill. Like, well, if he's that alpha of a guy, you sleep with him right away. And I just think that's horrible advice. I don't think that's good for anybody. Maybe for the guy, but I don't know.
I mean, guys can do that, you see, and that's,
Yeah.
I know you've talked about this a lot. It's a different dynamic when a guy is out there playing the field and a woman is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
A guy, you see, a guy, and again, God bless Rolo, he says this all the time. Guys are hardwired to be able to handle, going out there and separating, the action from the feeling of, being together with a girl. I'm doing clean, all right? I'm doing clean terms here for YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's science. Like
Right.
that's a fact. Women build oxytocin in an entirely different way, and we become attached in different ways that don't involve sex. But I'll say right now, like when you don't sleep with them right away, how do you know if you're going to have genuine desire? It's one of those complicated things that it's hard navigating, even as somebody that's gone into it with the best intentions. It's like the market now is just not good.
No, it's garbage. I mean, I feel for you. I feel bad for women that are looking for guys that fit the mold that you're talking about, because I come in contact with them all day, in my regular life, and there's very few guys that I look at and say, okay, well, he's not like the effeminate soy boy,
The soy boy
dude, and to find somebody different than that, it's almost like a needle in a haystack.
You know what women are good for? A lot of people like to say women are good for nothing. That's what we're good for, is elevating guys. You can tell they're all single. You can tell that because they, like, as soon as a guy has a woman, he turns into an entirely better dressed human, better groomed. Women are on that stuff. And it's just not to say that guys are just hideous now, but nobody's really sparked any interest. I might just be slightly weird. I don't know. I'm definitely like a logical person. I think maybe too much. I don't really feel the same way that I think women do. It could just be, honestly, I feel shit. What the fuck am I saying? See, we say one thing, but I'm sure I have emotions. It just doesn't seem like anything too crazy. I almost, and this is like necessity of virtue, but I've been fine with being alone for probably too long, since I was like 20. So,
and I think we're like simpatico like that, because I tell because I tell this to I'm really an open book to my audience. I am, I'm older than you, of course, but much like you, I've dated and just whatever, and I've had girls that loved me and wanted to marry and do that, but deep down I didn't feel the same way about them. And for me, if I'm gonna friggin' marry somebody and do something like that, it's gotta be more than just like, she's okay.
I get it.
I gotta be at least honest and bring something more than that. And I've been, alone for long stretches of time where, you get used to it. You're like, all right, whatever, and I got my, my family, I got my friends, and I'm out there. It's not like you're not out there. You're a hermit living, in the corner of your friggin' room somewhere.
I am, though. I need to go out, but I just know that. And I speak for all women. I will say this because I think a lot of women will see this content and be like, yeah, I'm fine with being alone. But the reality is we're going to get to 30 and really regret it. So it's like I'm kind of just trying to push myself, even though I don't really have the energy for it. It's pretty bad. It's very weird. I'd blame school for it. I feel like school just taught us a whole lie, honestly, and it's drained me from my
Did
20s.
you get a really bad indoctrinated message?
Just hustle culture, really, even to this day, like makes me, if I were to sit in my room and do nothing, I would feel like a piece of shit. And that's fucked up. Like it really is. Sounds everybody always likes to try this high value thing. No, I did not date these. I've been around very high value men because I've bartended very nice nightclubs and I've traveled bartend. So I mean clients, I hate that word, but like if big spender was having, let's say, a yacht party and it was a holiday thing, I was bartending it. I wasn't dating these guys or anything like that. They were all married. That's another thing that I think Red Pill gets wrong is those high value men are married and maybe yeah, I'm sure they sleep around, but everything that I've seen is the wife's involved. So
there are very few guys that are under the age of 40 that are not married that are on that level that we're talking about.
Yeah, they were all in their 50s for sure. Yeah. Some were in their 40s, but never in the 30s, 20s. No.
Yeah.
Makes the rules for.
Well, Beta, he typoed here. Yeah.
Danilio, are you drunk?
Hey.
Yeah, no, I made rules for all of them. So
there you go.
Were they all betas? I don't know. Could have been more on my part, to be honest with you. I have a lot of masculine traits for sure. I can be submissive and I teach women how to be submissive. But when you run things, it's the worst when a guy starts to ask you about your job on a date. It's horrible. Don't do it.
I want to talk about if I'm meeting somebody. I don't know what you're doing with your job.
Yeah, I'm like, don't ask.
I don't know what you're doing outside of your job.
Yeah, I think that's one of the worst questions a guy can ask is, so what do you do for a living? Same with women. They shouldn't really ask, maybe later, but it really puts you in your masculine. It's horrible. I dodge it every time.
Okay, this brings back memories because, I did online dating like way back when it first started.
Yeah.
And that was crazy because, now it's like, it's all verified photos and before it was just like anything you possibly could upload, you could get away with. And it was like a very like little paragraph of stuff. So sometimes you didn't really know who you were meeting.
Did women look different without filters back then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to understand, these pictures were from cameras that were not high res like you have now.
Yeah.
These were like the first cell phones.
Jesus.
Or sometimes they'd upload shit from their, regular photo book.
Yeah.
And it would be online.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like they were probably they would post like younger photos of themselves.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah.
That was one of the first running jokes of like when you did online dating. It was like, okay, well, am I meeting her or am I meeting the 10-year old picture of her?
And what's funny is I don't think women, at least today, realize how much they age from 10 years because they're so used to seeing themselves in a filter. Like men, I remember like bartending and when women would be like, guess my age, and I would overhear them with guys, like guys would get it every time. And they would be shook about it. Like older women, they were so mad. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, I thought they were 10 years younger. And just that alone goes to show you that like men really, it's like biological. They never got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even see a wrinkle on this bitch. What are you talking about? 40? Like, it's definitely an eye opener for sure.
Well, they may have, those girls might have been doing a little, injection here, a little filler there.
but the guys knew their age off the
Yeah.
bat. It was crazy. Yeah, it was wild to me. Even now, I'll show pictures of women. I'm like, guess their age just to test them, and they always get it right. So I
Yeah, you
can't get
see,
away with it.
now what I do, and I haven't done it in a while. I do the rating of the dating apps. So I've
Ooh,
done that with my audience, where I do the I call it the plow or pass. I
so
actually have a
that's
little
good.
I have a
Flower.
little thing on a little playlist for that. It's I'm surprised I didn't get flagged and taken down for that,
Yeah.
because it's just me, like, kind of really having a lot of fun at these girls' expense in terms of what they're throwing up there. So,
Yeah, I do it too, but mine's a little bit more like mine's like hypergamy, like
all
out loud. So you'll see like you're leading with money. That's like one of the ones I'll do. Or um, don't put one guy who is like 50 put down straight. I'm like, you do realize you putting your sexual orientation just worked against you. What do you do? Why'd you put that down there? It just was so weird.
that is weird.
It made you look gay. It really did. Like real
'Cause
quick.
usually that's like a setting you do well before you even get
Yeah.
posting your, that you do that ahead of time, and that's it.
Yeah.
Don't
And
worry about it. So
that
that's
was
weird.
that was their fucking bio. I was like, you literally look gay. It totally did the opposite. Or it just looked weird with the age. I don't know. I was dissecting it. That was what I came up with. Torshaa, the red pill baddie.
I know. You see, all your fans are here. This is great.
Oh God, I don't recognize that name. Hello.
Now, what do you think in terms of? I love talking about like guy girl stuff with having somebody like you on here.
Mhm.
What do you think guys are getting wrong with their appearance? Okay, since you see people
Oh
at bars
God.
and stuff like that, what are some of the like the big mistakes they're making?
Are you guys ready? It's coming.
I
You
think
need
they're
a
ready.
you need a fuck boy haircut. Get the ones on the side longer in the front. Then tape your mouth when you go to sleep at night because you've been breathing out of it and you sound like one of those creepy nerds if I could just hear you on audio. Other than that, clean, tweeze an eyebrow, have someone do it for you. Bathe. Just bathe. I know it sounds really like even coming from a bitch, it's like that's what all girls say, but you'd be surprised how much men don't do that or how they go to it's very rare you could get into a club dressed um like in a immature way, but it happens and it still shocks me. I'm like, you need a button down. You need a pair of jeans that fit you. Ask somebody for help. That's all. If you're going to wear shoes, wear dress shoes. A suit is like lingerie for women. Get one fitted.
Mm,
That's my advice.
very
Heavy
good.
heavy on the mouth breathing though. It's really bad. And you need the fuckboy haircut, honestly, in this day and age. It depends on what kind of hair you have. If you're bald, grow out the beard to cover your teeth. If you have bad teeth, if you are receding, shave it off. Or if you have money, go get the implants. I
Mm,
zero judgment. People are doing it more now. If you have a beard that is splotchy and you have like a weak chin, doing the fade type of a beard might work for you. Sometimes connecting it is better. It just depends. But there's a lot of like male channels out there for you. I don't know if I'm the best person for that, but
mm.
yeah, you can what do you call it? Max your looks max or just
Yeah.
move. Like, honestly, if it's that bad, move. People do it. I know that sounds like, well, we can't just get up and move. It's like, well, you could. You're just
Mm,
making excuses if you care that much.
mm. Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic now, everybody works from home.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that's true. If you are having, if you're not having the success in the big areas, and
Yeah.
I'm in one of the big areas in terms of New York City, the surrounding area.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble here, then yeah, move out, by Torshaa. You know,
Yeah, the Midwest apparently is like better. I mean, if you're, see, I get a lot of guys that are shorter. They're like, what do I do? I'm like, you, first of all, need to be like, you have to have worked out so well that you are defined. If you're not there, don't even ask me. Like, that's where you max out first. If you are short, then the money and the confidence and all that shit comes when you earn money and you complete tasks like working out. But the working out thing is the first thing I tell shorter guys
Yeah.
because you're not seen, and like literally and figuratively. That's
Yeah.
like the main thing.
You know,
But
and I see them. I see them in real life. These guys, and they're great guys. You know,
yeah,
I talk to them, and you know, you're friends or whatever. But it does suck. You know, it sucks because they're literally your height. They're, you know, no, I'm not
yeah,
bashing you, but they're a man at your height.
compliment. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, the jockeys, I used to work at a international race course where people would gamble on horses. We would hang out with the jockeys. The jockeys got so many women. And when I tell you they're 5'2",
Mm.
they have upper body strength, but they're scrawny, teeny tiny. If I'm telling you they're getting bitches, they're getting bitches. And they've worked out strong and they have a lot of money. They're very rich.
yeah.
But they would be surrounded more than Hugh Hefner. Anywhere they went, everybody knew who they were. I guess you could say it's a kind of status,
Mhm.
especially around the track. But I don't know. People get too doomsday-ish about it, and I get it. But there are things that you can do. People
Yeah.
just want an excuse not to.
Yeah, and I'm a proponent of that. And I talk about this all the time. I don't care what it is, and you touched on it with the in shape fitness. Do whatever it is for you. If it's martial arts, God bless you, do it.
It's a great one.
Get involved, and like you said, max out in that one thing.
Yeah.
Get your fitness right, and first off, you're doing it for yourself, okay?
Yeah.
So you don't, you know, not an unhealthy piece of garbage, and ready to drop dead somewhere, God forbid.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the first thing you're doing, and the byproduct of that is that it helps you in meeting, you know, the somebody of the opposite sex out there.
Yeah.
The money aspect, you know, it will facilitate you being able to do more things.
Yeah.
Okay, and thus gain access. And then if you're around women that you wish to get to know,
Mhm.
okay, that money comes into play. You're able to do crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Most girls don't want to just sit at friggin' friendlies, you know, and have friendlies for lunch, and then
Yeah.
Starbucks, and that's the pinnacle of what you can provide, in
Yeah.
terms of entertainment.
Women are more likely to agree to a date if you just DM them, like, do you want to do X, Y, and Z? Like an activity might cost money, but if you have it, I will say though, a lot of times what happens is these guys won't have money, they won't have access to women, and then they will get money and start to get access to women, and they believe that it's correlated. And I want to make it clear that you getting money was building confidence as you were getting there, and now you talk differently, you stand up differently, and women know the sub cues.
Right.
So it's not that the money thing, because I know a lot of guys will resent women when they start to be like, why do I get women now? Why? Because I'm rich? Like, that's so shallow. And the reality is there's a lot more into it that you just don't pick up on because you live with yourself every day. You don't realize you stand up straighter now, you're more confident. So
and that plays into the fitness aspect, and I can attest to this. When you go through periods of you're not doing your fitness, you don't feel as well, you don't your shoulders slouch more, but when you're in a rhythm and you got it going on 100%, you're more arched, you feel more secure, you feel better about yourself, and just like you said, it translates to your walk, to your mannerisms, to the way you handle yourself.
It really does. And guys don't even see it. They just don't think that's a thing. They're just like, there's no way. Fuck it. And I'm like, y'all are depressing. Like, get it together. Torshaa should have merch that says "Tape your mouth." Honestly, I say it all the time.
It should be
Tape
on a
your
shirt.
mouth.
Absolutely.
Dude, you don't even know. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. If
Money
you call
opens.
the if you call the restaurant and
Right.
I think that you're a serial killer, you breathe out of your mouth. Most of y'all do. So fix that first and foremost.
It's the things you have to do to get 10 million and keep it, not just the money.
Competency. Yeah,
Mhm.
women know competency right away. If she's not submitting to you, you're probably not competent. Think of that first before you call a girl combative. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Lolo. She's deaf. She can't hear me. No.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
Yeah, I have 2 Dalmatians. Yeah. Fun times. But anyways,
so what I wanted to ask you this. What do you think women, okay, are doing wrong out there?
they're entitled as fuck. They think that they're hotter than they are. They're fat. There's a lot that's wrong with women, just like there's a lot that's wrong with guys. You have ones, twos, threes that get guys that are 3, 4, 5s, and even then they think they deserve 10s, and it just throws off the whole market. They don't know how to cook. The amount of times I've had to teach women how to make whipped cream, which is 2 ingredients, through Instagram. A lot of women don't do wife duties until supposedly later, when in reality they don't do them at all. The quickest way to get a guy to propose to you is to do wife duties off the bat. Tell you that much. They don't do it though. They don't wear dresses. They're not feminine. They swear. I'm one of those. They think that their way is the right way. They think that they know what they want, when in reality they say one thing and they react and respond to the way opposite. Should I keep going?
Did you say that you have a dirty mouth?
Yeah, it's like honestly from bartending. It's bad. Yeah, I mean I can like definitely shut it off, but when you're reaching for a word, it's hard. Preach.
Marty likes what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Dovans, I don't think any of the sexes are really, we think that women are better, but listen, if they're going to discriminate men against height, something they can't control, but are shocked when men don't want fat women, there's indeed a problem. Weight is most of the time something you can control. So.
Right. And you know, that's where my thing is, and that's one of the things I rail about on my channel quite a bit is this body positive stuff that's out there now for these girls. And it's Lizzo, it's you know, she's spearheading this nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's this idea that, you know, I'm 300 plus pounds and you should like it. And if you don't, you have the problem.
Yeah. I mean, they're also catering to women. They make up most of the consumers, but I just see companies exploiting them. They use them as puppets. They look stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and they actually believe that weight doesn't matter. I'm like, nothing says, people will argue with me like, well, sometimes it's thyroid. And I get that. Like, I'm not saying medical issues or whatever aren't a thing, but why wasn't that a thing 20 years ago? Why are we so fucking fat now? Make it make sense.
Right. No, and it's 100% right, because the other aspect of it is, you know, they'll say this. You see, they're the same. And I was talking to a friend about this today. The girls out there, your girlfriends, okay, that are saying, "Oh, you go, girl. You be your own self." They are the same girls that when you walk out the door, they're laughing. They're making fun of you with the girls, saying, "Oh my God, you know, can she have some self-control?"
See, that's something like I'm surrounded, or I was surrounded by beautiful women, and that, like, if you were slacking, you knew about it. Women were very, like, I find the hotter the woman, the better friends she has that are honest. I think it's when you get to like the 5 range where they're heavier. I mean, I don't even have a fat friend. So it's like when you get to that area, I think it's I find the women, just from experience bartending, are a lot more triggered easily, and they don't want to take accountability for anything. So they're the ones that will usually talk shit about the girls. But the prettier the woman, it's not so much the case. But I don't know. That's my experience. The ones that cry in the bathroom over a guy are usually overweight and not attractive. And it's usually not their boyfriend they're crying about, somebody that wouldn't tie her down. That's some real shit.
Wow. Yeah, 100%. Let's, I want to ask you this. Give us 3 things that people out there might be surprised to know about you.
I was homeless. No, I didn't get somebody to fund my lifestyle. I'm not a sugar baby. I get that a lot. What else? I work on cars and I make really bomb crepes. Like if I didn't do YouTube, I would probably have a crepe truck, like rainbow crepes. That's what I'd be doing.
Very cool.
Yeah. Some random shit.
Okay. You might be able to be featured on the Food Network. They have that, what is the food truck battle? Yeah.
Oh, there's I don't own a TV, so I don't watch TV.
What?
Yeah. Sorry.
How deep in the rural area of Chicago are you?
I get distracted easily. And so I was like, I'm not going to get a TV. Just never did. Yeah. Never Netflixed and chilled. My dog is so upset. It's okay, little guy. Yeah. I never watched TV, but if there was a competition for crepes, I would win. I mean, people would come over every Sunday. It was the thing.
Nice.
Wow. Interesting info she's dropping.
Yeah, see, you're impressing the masses out there.
Oh, baby.
The housewives I see at my club, none are over 20 BMI.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like the richer the man, if weight doesn't matter, why aren't they settling with fat bitches? You know, something to think about.
Yeah.
No offense to my fat hoes.
So let's, I want to give you one more question here before I let you run off and take care of the dog, which we're now neglecting.
I know.
And I feel really bad about that because I love animals. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully married with at least a couple of kids. And I don't know. That's the main thing. Teaching kids in the community. The cul-de-sac I envision myself in. I don't have a lot of time, but that's where I see myself. And if I don't get that, I guess YouTube, unfortunately.
Well, you know what? You are having tremendous success in terms of YouTube. I hope that you continue to have that success. I know I'm going to be keeping my red lenses and my eyes on you, as I think a lot of people in the audience are. I think what you do is a very good service here
You
in
too.
the community. So I look forward to seeing what you got going on later on, and I hope you come back to the program down the line.
I would love to. Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
All right. So have a great night, and
thank you. You too.
We'll talk soon.
Okay. Bye, guys.
And there you are, ladies and gentlemen, Torshaa, a tremendous guest, some very frank, some very honest information there by her. Tremendous. I think she is definitely one of the real ones out there. I like her content because it is true red pill content where she talks about guy-girl interdynamics there. And I think that's important. She's not just parroting what guys want to hear out there. We have a lot of that. So she does a little bit different than that. So that's a great thing. And you can find her on Instagram here. You can find her over at her YouTube channel and her main webpage at Torshaa.com. So there you go. You can, there's multiple ways of finding her. Okay. So I'm going to throw the phone number up there again, 888-421-3745. That spells Eric on your phones. So if you have an opinion of Torshaa, if you want to drop, a comment, or maybe you've seen some of her work, let's hear it and see what you have to say about it. I'll keep the phone lines open for a little while here in case you want to pop in there. You can do that. And let me just catch up on some of these chats here that I see. Here's your marketing hook. I'll roll my grapes on my silky thighs. There you go. Oh yeah, that would definitely get some views on YouTube. That's for sure.
Hey now.
Absolutely. Keep that focus. Stay away from your peers, and should do it. I'm sure she will stay focused. Almost too good to be true. Yeah, a girl that knows cars, can cook, gets guy humor. Yeah, pretty close to that. I'd say that. Torshaa's Speakeasy on Discord also. Oh, there you go. So she's on Discord as well. So you can get her there too. All the best to women like her. Time will tell. It brings out the long haulers. Yeah, she's got she's got long-term goals there for finding somebody for a family. So and that's gonna be a challenge. That's gonna be a challenge in this day and age. So we'll see. Thank you. Thank you. And absolutely, you guys like this video, share it out there. Let people know who Torshaa is and our conversation. All right. So one of the things I wanted to take a look at real quick, it kind of dovetails into what we just were talking about with this whole guy girl thing and women and attention for women. We all know that women thrive on attention. They want attention. It's what they kind of, in the hierarchy of values, they love it. In some cases, even bad attention could be good attention in that regard. So without further ado, I got to say that this clip, we do some political stuff here, and sometimes the politics drip into, what we talk about here. And lo and behold, okay, we had a scenario with one of our political people, and it's somebody here in New York, that had a situation where she got catcalled, and she went a little crazy. She went overboard with how offended she was, and it was a big hoopla, etc. So Andy's in the house. What's up, Andy? And Gunmetal Guy liked the broadcast so far. That's awesome. Thank you, my man. We'll share as soon as I get out of instant. That's good. And he says Andy's in the house. Okay, so let's get to this one clip here. All right, and it is by one of the favorites of this program because she always puts her foot in her mouth. It is our friend. Wait a second. Where the hell did that go? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Capitol Police serves AOC up a little reality as she continues to freak out and attack them. Okay, so she's attacking people, but I want to see. There's one. Oh, here we go. That's the second one I want to share. So we're going to stop sharing that, and we're going to share this one instead, because this actually has the video I'm talking about. All right. So this guy basically, this is AOC, our representative here in New York, posted this video of this guy. Now, he is from a conservative, he's a comedian, but he contributes to conservative websites. So he has an agenda, okay? But he decided to go the route of catcalling her, okay? So let's take a look at what he had to say.
See, you're my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's so beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina. I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale. See.
All right. So she continued to post pictures of the guy. Said this guy followed me up the Capitol saying, "Look at your juicy ass, you sexy Latina," and a bunch of disgusting garbage in front of an officer who let him continue. So just share this photo. So she's she's got triggered. Okay. So she got real triggered on that, and then she continues to talk about how it is sexually threatening, aggressive behavior by this man. So she's making it a point to kind of call this guy out for doing that. Okay. This is also a chick that used to be, and it goes with the theme because Torshaa was a bartender. AOC was a bartender as well. Okay. So this is not the first time she was catcalled. Okay. Now, should the guy, was it the right thing for the guy to do to, kind of make his point? Because his point was more involved in political stuff. But what was it was it the best thing for him to kind of just, demeanor to the last thing? Well, maybe not, but it should not have gone to this level. Okay. It wasn't extreme. He didn't accost her. Okay. He didn't put his hands on her, something like that. And again, you're a public official. You are going to get, stuff like that going on. Now, it's not like what happened to some of the justices where you had people showing up at their houses, ready to kill the people. Okay, that's crazy. So having this happen is a far cry from that, and having her say, "Oh, I was in fear of my life," again, it is what it is. Now, I happen to agree with this guy with her booty.
Oh my.
So she's got that going for her. Okay. Catcalling ugly broads, always a good time. There you go. Yeah, she's like, she's weird, because there are like pictures of her that she looks good. And then there's other pictures where she looks horrible. So I have a hard time figuring out like what she really is. She's like, is she a butterface? Is she, I don't know, but trolling is a legitimate tool. That's right. She's strong and independent. She can handle it, right? Or does she need a man's help? Well, she certainly wanted to have the Capitol Police intervention because she wouldn't stop talking about that for the last 10 hours after it happened. And to be very honest with you, I know a couple cops in real life. Okay. And they're going to do the same thing that cop did, which is nothing. Okay. If the guy did not physically accost her and touch her, the cop has no warrant to do anything to the guy. He didn't even walk up the stairs and follow her up the stairs. He stayed where he was. He was on the sidewalk. Okay. And he just was pointing her out as she was coming past him. That's all. That's just, I mean, that happens with celebrities all the time when they're walking by back and forth. So there was no menace to what he was doing. AOC in reality could have could an actual zero face given to her from the red pill guy. Yeah, that's right. That is 100% right.
Hey now.
No so strong and independent. That's right. Not at this point. Right Knight 70 says this guy is known as a troll. He does these things. Okay, so this is that guy's MO then. Okay, all the more for her to not flip out to the point that she did. Okay. Did you see the soy boy simp she's about to I know, dude. Well, you know what? That's what happens with these, with these, career women like this. You'll see that a lot. As a matter of fact, take a look at Kamala Harris's husband. They're like the sweater. They're the button up dress shirt guy with the sweater over it, kind of look. They all have that. But yeah, she don't love that guy. Torsha's talking about genuine desire before. That's not genuine desire for that guy. Well, who knows if she'll even make it down the aisle with him? Who knows? She needs a good horizontal workout to come. See, that's what it is. See, gunmetal guy has it 100% right, dude. 100% right. That's what it is. She is frustrated. I've seen that. Okay, I've seen that from girls before.
Hey now.
I think we can safely call her marriage a pre-divorce. That's right. Yes, 100% a pre-divorce. I like that. The strong and independent chick with a damsel complex. I know. Total oxymoron she is, with the emphasis on moron most of the time. Tucson Razorbacks, excellent production. Well, thank you. Thanks a lot, man. I can't take total credit for that. I have a guy that does my intro, if that's what you're talking about. But thank you. Thank you very much. Gunmetal guy, to be more serious, there's a real problem with these. Real problem with these what? Did you not finish your paragraph there? Real problem with these. I'm straight there. Yeah, like the profile setup, right? No masculine chicks, please. That's true. Yeah, that's 100%. You don't want somebody that. Yeah. Now again, let's emphasize this. MGTOW by logic. Let's emphasize this. Is a difference between girls that can have interests in guy-related things like sports, okay, and don't freak out when you want to take them to a baseball game, or you put the football game on TV. That's different. But yeah, you're right. Masculine girls that want to wrestle you, before you even think about wrestling them. Yeah, that could be dangerous. These power drunk political types that think that civilian law enforcement should do their bidding, even when they don't know what the law is. That's right. Okay. And most of the time, okay, sorry if you're of the one side of the aisle, we see that it's usually more of one side of the aisle that has this entitlement of, I demand your protection, immediately, because, I feels before reals, like I'm in danger here. So 100%. And getting back to what I was saying before with the second part of her craziness was that the Capitol Police, okay, didn't take it too kindly when she was saying these things publicly, about how deeply disgusted the incident happened today at the Capitol. It's just a bummer to work in an institution that openly allows this, but taking it only invites more. Just really sad. The Congresswoman posted a video. Again, we just saw it of her getting mocked. So AOC called the cop 5 times because this guy Alex Stein 99 told her she had a nice ass. But she also mocked Brett Kavanaugh when a left-wing mob forced him to leave through the back of the restaurant. So there you go. Yeah, see here, and here's a tweet. Here's a tweet of it right here. So called him a poor guy that he had to, leave before his souffle. How would she like it if somebody showed up when she was having, something to eat with her fiance? That'd be pretty crappy, wouldn't it? So she also asked to speak to female and LGBTQ reports to warn us that the man also harassed her, was affiliated with credential news outlets. So she only wanted to complain to reporters other than men. So there you go.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
So, and then she goes on to talk about how, she thinks Capitol cops, actually held the doors open during the Capitol craziness that went on. I mean, just crazy stuff, totally crazy stuff. But, she's unhinged. She's an unhinged person. And, definitely not a chick you want to be hanging around with. That's for sure.
Okay.
MGTOW by Logic says Kamala Harris, AOC, masculine. Oprah Winfrey, manly. It's a no from men of value. We want feminine, agreeable, nice. No boss baby. That's right. You do not want the boss female dog. Okay. Absolutely not. Defund the police also. Police, why don't you? Yeah, that's right. They want to defund the same cop, right? But they want that cop to, rough up the dude for just, yelling at her a little bit. Give me a break. Audrey Hepburn, Jackie O, feminine, classy, cute, and an asset to her man at all times. 100%. And say what you want about Trump out there, but how much of a compliment is his wife Melania to him? All right. Smart in her own right. Okay. Beautiful in her own right. And again, an asset in all facets and ways. Gunmill guy, the typical sham insult guilt needed to be right points that we all know will have from a feminine princesses. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, shame and guilt. And here we go. So, I love the fact that our guys are so up on this. Shame and guilt, right? So, and what does AOC say? What also does she do? Okay, what does she do? She also says and commandeers men to guilt other guys. Yeah, she did that. And she did it on her friggin' Twitter feed the whole day. Okay. The whole entire day. And she did it like this. Okay. Where she says, good men, let me just, I think I can make this bigger. I hope I can blow this up. Let's see. Can I make this? I think I can make. Did that actually make it bigger? It did. Okay. So good men, how have you handled bad men? Okay. So she's commandeering guys to like white knight for what, for the situation that she went on here. Okay. So this guy says, yes, I've been toxic in return. I've shrunken and run, and finally I've studied nonviolent communication and use it. Okay. This other guy says, I let a lot slide when I was younger. Now I try to be more aware and call out those guys. Oh my God. Oh man. I call out those guys, really. Jeez.
How dare you?
Saw a guy do that at Dunkin', shut him down with a firm, dude, not cool, and he walked away. Was he like the a Gillette commercial? Hey, dude, not cool, man. Oh my God. I work at a uni. A teacher said something sexual about a student to me, and I froze up. Sexual, like what?
Hey now.
I've been making it a practice to say that's messed up when in the moment, and just not ignore it. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, just insanity. Yeah, let's. I love this. I gotta do some more. I gotta share some more here. This is like popcorn for me. I love seeing this. Even if you don't know what to say, taking their focus off the victim for any amount of time is a good thing. Stand up for your friends and family as you would a stranger. Challenging power when you have that same power will feel uncomfortable at first. There is also nothing masculine about disrespecting others. It makes you smaller. Hold these conversations in men-only spaces and groups. If you stop it there, it stops it elsewhere. Well, okay, time out. Time out. Time the hell out. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. What the hell is... That's not the whistle I was hoping for. Oh, well. Anyway, time out on that crap. They want to go into our spaces, what? Our online spaces here, and stop that conversation? To hell with that. A good man wants a woman who can lead, protect, and that does not mean he runs over her. I always considered my woman's needs, wants, and feelings. A good leader, above all, listens. 100%. Again, so true, Migtat. There you go. Okay. Jens, build yourself up so that when you hold these expectations, the woman you choose leaps at her chance to live up to them. Be the man. Very good. Those white knights, absolutely, 100%, man. I can't, it just makes me sick. Okay. It makes me, so sick. I'm a loser. That is what plays in my mind every time I read stuff like that. Just this, yeah. And it's like, those guys are saying that, and these are fanboys of her. So like maybe like in their minds, she'll be like, oh, Josh, 527. I can't believe you stuck up for me. I'm leaving my boyfriend and I want to date you now. Like in their sicko minds, they think that that's going to happen, because they white knight for them. Geez, those texts you just showed really infuriate me. The quality and level of males, not men, that are so quick to take shame and then dump on men is going to destroy the country and the foundation. Yeah, 100%. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. He didn't like physically abuse this girl, AOC. Okay. He made a snide comment about her figure. Okay. Which, again, as a bartender and living in New York as she has for so many years, you're trying to tell me she didn't hear something like that? On her way up? Come on, please. Right Night 70 says, damn, I love this. Well, then tell your buddies about it, my friend. Thursday nights, 9 p.m. And then subscribe to the channel. All right. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is right here. Red Lens. Okay. Hit that notification bell so that you're aware of when we do our uploads. And I also do another program that is all about you guys. You call into the show about your problems. It's called You Got a Problem. Okay. So you call in. It could be about the manosphere, stuff going on in the manosphere. It could be about stuff in your personal life. Okay. That you got a problem with. That show is all for you guys. Okay. So subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you know when that happens. I haven't decided on the day or night. I don't know if it's going to be a day. I do a night program here on Thursdays. I might do a day for the other show. So hit that notification bell. White Knight in New York on the subway defending Milady, arguing with her boyfriend, got stabbed in the neck for his trouble. Oh, that's right. I remember that. I remember that story. That's sick. Yep. And I remember there was another time where I played a video, going back a couple years, where a white knight came over when a couple was arguing and he got his ass knocked out by the same guy that was arguing with his girl, and he proceeded to take that same girl and walk out the door going home while he was put in the ambulance to wake up with some smelling salt. Sub will post again on Torshaa. Thank you very much, my man. Apologize for yellow bus tire. That's okay. I am gunmetal guy. I am not that I'm not that hard of a grader. Okay. So, all right, guys, it is getting to be the witching hour. At this point, I want to say thank you once again to Torshaa for coming on. I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody that is going to watch this program. And once again, I am Cris Von Erik. This is The Red Lens, and we are going to show you how deep that rabbit hole goes.